I don't know if you ever had the pleasure of having gaming magazines as a kid, but I was quite fond of them when they were a lot more of a thing. My first was a little Where did that come from? You can't just throw dumbbells around, someone might... Anyway, sorry for the distraction. As I was saying, if we're talking hidden gems of the Wii, there's only one topic worth talking about. Muscle March was the WiiWare title, showing what peak performance could look like for the service. Developed by Bandai Namco, it was originally going to be part of an arcade game before it was deemed too similar to another game at the time and cancelled. Some lame-ass excuse by some corporate bigwigs to silence perfection. Thankfully, it was able to find new life as a WiiWare title in 2009, and it inspired a generation to never give up on their dreams. The game tells a realistic story of loss and overcoming the odds to achieve success. In a moment of villainy, a thief stealthily steals a bottle of protein shared amongst a group of examples of peak human perfection. An understandable desire, but not one that any self-respecting protein lover can condone. So with a call to action, the group give chase to rescue their prized sustenance and catch the dingus. And the cast is impeccably and uniquely designed, with clear intent in making sure there's someone for every player to aspire to look up to. My personal favorite is Radimov. His personality really stood out to me and I really related to him as a character. Not to mention the bad guys are a suitably evil group of no-hopers, and it's really satisfying to hunt the nerds down and put them in their place. The gameplay is of course the core of the experience and it doesn't disappoint. You and three of the lads chase after the thief in a neat line, showing off their pure synchronized prowess. As they try to escape the tight arms of justice, the thief crashes through walls in some lame attempt at shaking you off. To follow them, you must strike a pose to fit through the hole left behind without taking damage. There's 4 all-worthy positions to strike: 2 arms up, 2 arms down, 1 arm 1 down, and the other way around. This is done by moving the Wii stick things up and down. As the chase continues, your buds will drop out of the race until it's you and the thief, one-on-one. Then, when it's a clean stretch ahead of you, it's time to pump all your adrenaline into a sprint to catch him. If you're fast enough, you tackle them down and the squad comes and piles in on them, reclaiming the sweet essential ambrosia that was stolen. I know there's a bit to it, but you'll get the hang of it after a few sets. There are 3 levels with 3 stages in each that increase in hardness. First, you go through a normal town, then an old-looking town, and then a space town or something. They're all super fun and colorful and keep you entertained while you're training. The soundtrack matches it perfectly and gets the adrenaline pumping with tunes that wouldn't be out of place in Katamari Damacy. In fact, the whole experience is often said to be in the same vein as Katamari, and I gotta agree. Of course, there's significant improvements to the amount of muscles, but otherwise the music, art, and overall aesthetic is peak Katamari. Some dweebs complain about unresponsive controls, but it wouldn't be as much of a workout if it was easy. You're not gonna get the gains unless you put in the work is what I'm saying. Success requires not only movement but split-second reflexive action, and you're not always gonna achieve it. But the game refuses to beat you down due to failure. Like a good spotter, it picks you back up with an encouragement to get right back to the task at hand. You can be knocked down 100 times, but when you finally reach the finish line, the game will be there to pat you on the shoulder and say, "Good job." And then it'll give you a rank to see how far you've come. Again, some noobs say it's inaccurate, but they're simply using it wrong. The rank you're given shows what level of bod you'll achieve if you train every day with the same level of input. For instance, when I started, I was consistently getting the rank Atoned, which I thought was bogus. But once I started getting some consistency in my Muscle March reps, I now find myself as a steady muscle prince. But if you don't feel like taking on the story mode and want to push yourself to the limit, there's also an endless rush mode. This is unfiltered, pure skill, a place to show the world that you're not just a pretty set of abs, but can get a high score in a game like any other dweeb. And if the squad gets together, you can train with your buds here too. Really, the game's got all you need right here with these 2 modes, so much bang for your buck. But of course, it's not all about getting ripped. Muscle March is a Swiss Army knife of self-improvement. If there's a better game for Japanese language learning, I'd like to see it. The banger tunes will immerse you in real Japanese, and you'll be killing it speaking natively in no time flat. And it ain't just about the language, bro. Running through the real streets of Japan will give you an authentic look at the culture better than any anime. Did you know that Nobunaga was a gym rat back in the day? Yeah, it's pretty much the only textbook you'll ever need. Ring Fit Adventure or Wii Fit? Pfft, Muscle March is where the real guns are made, as I think you can plainly see. The problem is being a WiiWare title and not released anywhere else, it's not an easy game to play without emulation. It's an absolute tragedy that it's being withheld from the unmuscled population with no idea of what the peak of gaming could be. But those gains ain't gonna come to you, bro. It's calling you. Get yourself a Wii with Muscle March installed and Oh, sorry, had something in my throat there. What were we talking about again? Wait, this isn't LEDs.